The Demon Hunters can see stealth targets. I'm curious if that means Tiber is just going to run and Moonfire him to stop that so his Rogue can get in. It's very much more important for the Rogue to not get pulled out of stealth. It does seem to be the case. They want to make sure that Nick can safely cross the map without getting pulled out of stealth. He's making his way now. Cheerios hasn't used his Demon Sight just yet. Tiber looking for some cheeky Cyclones, maybe trying to bait some interrupts with this early on. Cyclone and the Demon Hunter, they're going to look to start maybe a blind kidney shot. They're going to open on the healer with no Earth Shield. Incarnation popped immediately. Star Surges are flying towards Clay. Double Mortal Coil, only single Mortal Coil actually. It's going to allow Clay to gate away to safety, and now they just need to line of sight the rest of this duration of Incarn.
Yeah, there's a full blind now into Clay. He trinkets out immediately. Good pressure coming in from Cheerios onto Tiber as well as Corlick as they manage to force out the Astral Shift. 2 Chaos Bolts connecting from Aqua. Corlick ultimately going to deflect with that Astral Shift like I was saying, but that's a big victory for Plot Choice. And in that opener, they really didn't get too much. They got the trinket for the blind on Lays, which is very standard. Now we have a Root Beam onto Clay as Cheerios gets swapped to. He metamorphoses back over onto Clay. Uses his reverse magic to get him out of that Root Beam.
Yeah, I mean, he used his damage cooldown defensively to break crowd control, which means he's ultimately going to lose damage. And now that that threat isn't there, that's lasting for a couple of seconds. The remainder of this metamorphosis really paying off. Tons of damage. A full fear onto the enemy healer, Corlick. Tiber is forced to use his renewal. A quick pick-me-up, but a Chaos Bolt immediately takes that health back. Corlick trying to get some healing waves in the line of sight. The interrupts. Cheerios moves over, though, and lands it. Doesn't seem like there's any more follow-up. Cyclones defensively. A swap to the healer. Ooh. A full moon gets spell locked. Good spell lock there by Aqua. The entire team in crowd control. Cheerios opts to trade out Darkness to allow Clay to survive. Tiber punishes with a Cyclone at low health. Trying to switch targets now to Aqua and make things more awkward for Clay.
Yeah, that was a bit of a miscommunication there between Aqua and Cheerios. Aqua interrupting that full moon. Cheerios got scared of the full moon, dropped the Darkness anyway, so not going to have that 3-minute timer now. Small victory there for Neat with that swap over on the Clay. And now they don't have the Darkness. Clay does not have the Trinket, and this is an opportunity for Neat to really find some pressure with that Incarnation coming up in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, Cheerios pulling back, trying to attack Tiber and force him into bear form. There's a Root Solar Beam setup. Kidney Shot to deny Blur and the reverse magic. Good cross crowd control between Nick and Tiber, but not enough damage to really find a kill. They do ultimately, I believe, pull Blur out of the back pocket of Cheerios. The next setup could be dangerous. Clay has his Trinket rotating up. He can use Trinket Spirit Link if he absolutely needs to. In the meantime, Tiber looking for full moon, building up Astral Power. Cheerios going on a bit of a solo mission to try and go after Corlick, but he's getting rooted behind the pillar. It was a bit of an overextension from Cheerios. Now he's caught behind the pillar. Incarnation punish, but a Cap Totem onto both members denies the kill potentially. Whoa. Cheerios hangs on by a thread. That double Cap Totem was the only thing that allowed Cheerios to survive. Now he's going for an offensive play. Triple Fell Barrage, tons of damage. Corlick trying to recover. He negates the pressure with Ascendance, healing his team back to full as both teams are not holding any punches.
Yeah, Cheerios, I cannot believe he didn't Trinket in that situation, getting stun locked behind the pillar, but ultimately holds onto it now full blind onto Clay. He trinkets out. Aqua also using his Unending Resolve there. It's only a minute-long cooldown for the Destruction Warlock, but still, that's an opportunity with the Root Beam onto Clay that they could potentially take down Aqua. They're just going to pull the trigger with the Root Beam, making a swap onto Cheerios. He trinkets out, looking to get aggressive, actually uses the reverse magic onto Clay to get him out of that Root Beam, ultimately saving his life. Now Cheerios looking to get a little bit aggressive with that Demon Form. Full Moon going to connect, doing nothing to Cheerios.
All right, no trinkets onto Clay and no trinket onto Cheerios. No Unending Resolve. This is a very difficult situation to be in as a healer. How is Clay going to deal with this? Everyone on his team is an exposed target. Moonkin Subtlety Rogue, probably the highest burst specs, at least some of them in the game. So Clay needs to keep his eyes open and get ready for that. He's in the middle of the map. They could even swap to him. This stress is starting to mount. He's trying to keep his team as healthy as possible before those crowd control chains start to move in. Tiber's waiting for that Solar Beam. They need to stun Cheerios at the same time as Solar Beam. Clay looking for a drink in the meantime, expecting this game maybe to go on for a little bit longer. Defensive fears being spammed out. Aqua looking for Chaos. Once they swap over to Nick, he's going to Cloak of Shadows, immune the pressure. Potential Root Solar Beam here from Tiber. Who are they going to go after? Kidney Shot onto Clay. Full Moon potential swap gets spell locked. This attempted kill on Cheerios gets completely shut down. Oh, they land a Hex. Maybe they can keep the crowd control chain going. Nice blade dance. Cheerios trying to immune the incoming cheap shot. A sap out of the Hex. Great play from Nick there. Now into the Root Solar Beam. Great setup, 10 seconds away, but reverse magic does allow the Shaman to escape. Great positioning from Cheerios to negate that assault.
Yeah, Cheerios getting aggressive now with Fell Barrage onto Tiber as he's behind the pillar. Needs to get back in line of sight of Corlick at this moment. If you look at mana, Corlick is way ahead. Somehow healing through the spread pressure coming in from Plot Twist.
Whoa!
Somebody ahead dead, but a huge swap with the Chaos Nova. Astral Shift's going to be forced out. Korlik trying to get some heals on himself now. Nice defensive Cyclone coming in from Tiber, keeping Korlik alive, but still a lot of pressure coming in from Cheerios as he relentlessly trains him down.
He might be able to get a solo kill on Korlik. They managed to get through the interrupt. Now he needs to be careful. He overextended before and almost died, so he's not going to make the same mistake. Cheerios opting to pull back, switch targets, going after Tiber, bursting him down to below half HP. Recovering though. We see a blind on Clay. They're trying to bait the trinket, I believe, on this blind, but it's ultimately maybe even greedy at the same time. Incarn has already been committed. I would really like to see a trinket at some point here. I'm not sure if Aqua will be able to survive the rest of this. He's trying to go for the double Mortal Coil. Another sap out of the sap. Full moon, lots of star surges. The greedy play from Clay could cost the game. Ultimately though, they used the solar beam onto the Warlock. Would have liked to see the solar beam onto the Restoration Shaman. It definitely would have got a trinket there. Now they don't get the trinket. Spirit Link is going to save the team and potentially put them very far behind on cooldowns. Cheerios got trinket for the next setup. Clay now still has his trinket. It's not looking too good for Neat.
Yeah, Aqua getting cheap drop. Big swap coming in from Neat onto him. Smoke bomb gets dropped. Can Aqua survive? Darkness comes in at the last second from Cheerios to save his life. Now Aqua looking to get aggressive with a Chaos Bolt. Nice interrupt coming in from Nick, shutting that down, dampening it around 5%. As it looks like Nick is just trying to create a little pressure on Lays, maybe force out the Earth Shield. He actually gets the Earthen Shield totem onto Clay in that situation, so that was nicely done by him. Now can make a nice swap over onto Cheerios with the full moon being cast out by Tarver. Are they going to find the damage? Demon Hunter once again just shrugging off that magic damage.
All right, Cyclone on Cheerios as they make a swap to Lays, catching him into that kidney shot. Tiber gets imprisoned, though. Cheerios has got great defensive play on Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter is normally known for just running at healers, doing a bunch of damage, but Cheerios is really showcasing the defensive play quite effectively, supporting his team, getting Lays out of crowd control, imprisoning during burst moments, and these defensive plays are really the only thing that allow his team to continue the match long enough for Aqua to generate pressure, as we can see on our screen right now with both Tiber and Nick down below half. Cheerios makes a swap, stunning up Korlik, then switching targets again, trying to be as disruptive as possible.
Yep, Korlik in a good position right now. There's a root beam over onto Lays. He's going to be sitting there. He actually jumped the root beam, so unfortunately for Tiber, that crowd control's not going to land. He manages to land the follow-up Cyclone, but really no damage to be found. Aqua's just going to be trinketing out of that cheap shot. He gates away. Now Nick really struggling to find his target. In the meantime, Cheerios putting huge pressure out onto Tiber. Imprisonment onto Korlik. Can they take him down? Capstun comes in. Korlik ultimately going to be getting out of that Capstun. Fell Barrage now onto Tiber as the pressure continues. Cheerios forced defensive now a little bit, going to be coming back to peel up Nick and make a swap over onto him.
Ooh, a Chaos Bolt onto Nick in the center of the map.
Oh!
Take the kill with a spell lock onto Korlik, denying the Spirit Link totem from saving his team, and plot twist, move up 2-0 in the series. This composition, however, I think played a lot better for them with the Moonkin Rogue than we saw with the Assassination Arcane, and I think they could pull this off still. It's going to be a bit of a trek, but they definitely have a lot better strengths, I think, in that composition.
Well, it just seemed like they had the crowd control as well as the damage to actually make something happen in that match.
Yeah, it looks like if they can land the root beam at the same time as they kidney Cheerios,